after a long off-season, we're finally back, round one on the weekend. What's the feeling like around the camp?
Look, it's really good, and I think if you ask the other 17 clubs in the competition, they're really looking forward to the weekend ahead. As you said, it's been a long pre-season, sort of mid-November. I think we came back, particularly with the young guys. But now that we're back, round one's coming up, big home game against Port Adelaide. Can't wait. Yeah, look, I think if you break it down and focus on those young guys, there's been a lot of guys put their hand up. Obviously, Ollie Florent, he's one that stands out with our first pick in the national draft this year. Will Hayward's had a bit of a taste of it. Look at guys like Jack Mayborn, Louis Melican, he's another guy that's been on the list for a little while now, and he's put in some solid, strong performances as well. So there's been some real positives out of the JLT series. I think if you looked at the makeup of our side and the list at the moment, we've got some holes to fill because we've got players that obviously aren't available to play this Saturday. You talk about Will Hayward and you talk about Ollie Florent, their performances, and more so Ollie in the JLT series has been really solid. So look, they'll be definitely knocking on the door of selection. You look at the departure of Tommy Mitchell last year, so that leaves the door open for someone else to take and fill the void that he's left. We talk about Isaac Heaney, who's obviously not playing round one. He spent a lot more time throughout the midfield group throughout pre-season. Zach Jones is another one that you would have seen throughout the JLT series, and you mentioned Dan Robertson. He's another guy that has spent some time through the midfield, did a terrific job on Rewalt in our JLT 3 game against St Kilda. So some new names, a different look midfield. We've got the usual suspects that go through there in Josh Kennedy, Dan Hanbury, Luke Parker, but there are definitely some fresh faces that you'll see through there on Saturday. No doubt we've seen them throughout the JLT, and we've got vision of that, so we've had a bit of a look at them over the last 3 weeks and their first 3 games, but we haven't seen them like we haven't seen any of the sides in 2017 in a proper hit out. But we hear, see Kenny Hinckley's talked about they've made adjustments to their game plan and how they like to play, so I guess we'll see what they bring on Saturday afternoon, but fingers crossed we can combat it and get the 4 points.